He's just baby boomer angry at shit, and now we're just, like, millennially shitting on all of this and being like, our feelings, like, as if anyone gives a fuck about what we're saying about it, let alone why anyone should give a fuck what he's saying about it.
Swept Media. Get swept up in today's independent music.
Gonna be now because I'm too lazy.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. In case it's not morning where you're at, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'm your host, Anthony Longhair Leclair, and I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, the marvelous Marla, the mouse, McHardy.
What's up, everybody?
And my bestest of all friends,
the sexy boy, the one and only, the man with the plan, Zach Mazan. Yeah!
It's pretty good.
Was that alright? I don't know.
Yeah, no, you cut a good promo.
That was good, yeah.
That was great.
I gotta practice my promos, honestly.
I like it.
You'll just have to do more episodes of this. Welcome, everybody, to Music Mysteries. Ooh. That was good. That was convincing. So, this episode is a question that we're just going to ask everyone, as opposed to sourcing a question from someone else, and it's because of some pertinent, for some reason, news that's come out in recent weeks. The question is Bryan Adams a racist?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes, the correct answer is yes.
Cut straight to the chase.
You think so?
No, go on what you
okay.
say. Go on.
Zach's just
that was the end of the
gun here.
That was the end of the question.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
he's just like, we could just end the episode now.
So now, I very seldom use my phone during things, but I'm going to read.
How fucking dare
I'm going to read the full post that Bryan Adams made. So Bryan Adams did an acoustic version of "Cuts Like a Knife" online for people to watch and enjoy, and below it, in the description, he said, and I quote, "Cuts like a knife, a song by me. No shit, Bryan. Tonight was supposed to be the beginning of a tendency of gigs at the Royal Albert Hall, but thanks to some fucking bat-eating, wet market, animal-selling, virus-making, greedy bastards, the whole world is now on hold, not to mention the thousands that have suffered or died from this virus. My message to them, other than thanks a fucking lot, is go vegan. To all the people missing out on our shows, I wish I could be there more than you know. It's been great hanging out in isolation with my children and family, but I miss my other family, my band, my crew, and my fans. Take care of yourselves, and hope we can get the show on the road again soon. I'll be performing a snippet from each album we were supposed to perform for the next few days." And then his hashtags. Songs from Isolation, COVID-19, Band Wet Markets, Self-Isolation, Bryan Adams Cuts Like a Knife, and Go Vegan. So from that, is Bryan Adams a racist? Go.
Okay, so here's my opinion.
No.
No, he's not. And reason being is that, okay, so everyone in the media after this tweet came out is like, oh my god, he's racist, he said this thing and that thing and blah, blah, blah. But, like, the interesting thing I find about this tweet is that people are really good at projecting onto other people their thoughts and opinions, and I feel like that's really what's happening here, because everybody's like, oh my god, he's talking about the Chinese because of wet markets and bat eating and all this stuff. It's like, did he say anything? Okay, read that tweet again. Like, did he say anything about somebody, like a Chinese person in there, or use any form of derogatory term? No, he's just angry at people. He's angry. He's a grumpy old man.
Yeah, he's getting baby boomer angry at things.
He's being a grumpy old man. He needs to sit down and have a burger and chill the fuck out.
Shout out to Matt Willett for that one.
And part of this probably has to do with where the media is at this point in time, because, you know, in terms of...
It's all fake news.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone's sitting at home on their ass, and there's so many people in this world that are bored of their fucking mind right now, so everyone wants something in the news to latch on to, and they're like, oh, Bryan Adams said this thing that could be vaguely taken as racist, so I'm gonna take this and run with it and be like, oh my god, he's a racist. Everyone stand in the middle of the town square and yell out, Bryan Adams is a racist, because we have nothing better to report on, because nothing's happening in the world right now other than COVID-19 and Donald Trump. So if people want to hear anything else on the news, I mean, this also has to do with COVID-19. So, I mean, whatever, but it's like, people are so good at over-sensationalizing everything that people in the public eye say. So it's like, you can't say anything without anyone else taking your words and twisting them around. And I really feel like that's what's happened here. People have taken this and fucking run with it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel that. And yeah, I agree with you. No, not necessarily racist, but it was extremely hateful.
Yeah, like, it could have
It
been...
was a very hateful comment.
Oh, it was.
And it's just like, I feel like that is unnecessary, especially for a guy in his position who has made it big, who now has the opportunity, he even said it himself, to spend time with his family and I get it, you miss the band, you miss the fans, etc., etc. I get it, but there are people that right now that are in a situation where they cannot go to work and they cannot support their own family kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, like, I don't know if it's really appropriate for you to be saying stuff with such hateful words, you know? If he puts it in a way of like, man, I'm really disappointed that this is going on, you know, I really wish I was out there with you guys, all the focus would have been on, man, he just called his bandmates, he just called his fans family. You know what I mean? But because he used such strong language and just such like hateful words, there is kind of like it's like, come on, man, like, you're famous. There's a way you got to carry yourself. There's a reason why there's a lot of people that when it comes to media, they're very like quiet. They're very one-word answer, and it's always going to be the same answer no matter how many times you ask the same question. Trying to dig at something, that person's always just going to say the same answer because they know they're famous. They know anything that they say, whether it be a very strong opinion, whether it be a very hateful word, is going to affect how people see them and really could affect them. You know, so yeah, I get being frustrated, I get being disappointed, but with that kind of hate, I don't think we need that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. It's like, you know, could he have worded that differently? Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, was it really poorly worded? Sure. Yeah, like, he totally could have said that in a completely different way and gotten the same message across. It's like, I get that you're angry, but you also are in the public eye, and everyone is also overanalyzing everything you say. So it's like, you don't have to censor yourself per se, but it's just like, you know, think about what you're saying.
And you're also blessed
and how
with
people
how
will
much
interpret what you're saying.
Yeah. Like he's also blessed with everything that he has currently.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my fault.
So I'm so on the initial premise, I will agree with both of you, not racist.
No.
Correct.
However, I'm now going to serve up some of the devil's avocado, if you will. And that is because I don't think he's using much hateful language. He says fuck and like he says fucking, you know? Like if that's hateful, then you must hate your girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like
No,
no, I must hate you. You know?
No, it's just the way that he was saying it, like these fucking like wet selling, like whatever the heck he was saying, like he was really like lacing into the fact that like these greedy sons of bit, you know what I mean? Like,
he said bastards. Sorry.
Okay.
To be fair, he said bastards.
Sorry.
No, I'm apologizing because he did have another word there that wasn't just fucking. He did say bastards.
Right, but like that's the thing. It's just like it was said in hate. It wasn't said like, oh fuck, I fucked up. It was said like, these fucking dickheads, they fucking ruined. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
He was.
I agree with you, but here's the thing. I think it was said in a hate that when you're playing a game, for example, and there's a mechanic you don't like, or there's like a certain thing you just can't get past, and you're like, I fucking hate that. He's saying it, I think, in that kind of hate. I don't think he actually sits there every day while he's sitting there with his wife and kids just thinking about, I fucking hate those Chinese cocksuckers who created the stupid Kung Flu, fucking Wuhan flu, you know, like, no, but see, he's not saying that. I'm sorry, like, here's the thing. Cards on the table. I am a huge Bryan Adams fan, but I'm not defending what he said because I'm a Bryan Adams fan. I'm not defending what he said because he's a celebrity and I give a fuck about that. I mean, when I made a post, holy fuck, the day that I found out about all this stuff, I made a post on Facebook saying is he really racist? I asked a bunch of questions. And then I just, like, let people go. I didn't comment on it a single time. I just let people go. Holy
Just let people
fuck.
Start a shitstorm.
So people on my
happens.
Facebook just lost their fucking minds. And, like, you could tell who was sitting where politically based on it. And I was like, fuck, this is stupid. And everyone was just bitching and pissing and moaning. And it's just like, the fact that you guys have nothing better to do than to give a fuck about this. Like, and no offense to the people watching. I'm glad you're watching, and I'm glad, but like, you clicked on this because it was like Music Mysteries episode 4, Is Bryan Adams a Racist? And you're like, oh, I'll watch something about Bryan Adams being a racist because you have nothing fucking better to do, or because you need to forget about something that's happening in the world today, and this is your escape. And that both of those are sad. And the fact that he's a celebrity, yeah, he's got a voice and he, you know, it should matter and he should do things for people. But also the thing that there are many things I hate about the idea of celebrity. One, I think people's perception of other people which creates celebrity is stupid. So I think if someone is a celebrity, everyone else is stupid. So the fact that he's a celebrity is only because everyone's willing to venerate him to a point where they almost fucking worship the man. And he has not been relevant for like the past fucking decade. And he released an album last year, you know? His profile photo on his Instagram or his Twitter or whatever is the cover of that last album, and how many people knew that? So great album, by the way. But that being said,
I've heard it.
But that being said, how many people actually know that? And so he hasn't been relevant for over a decade, probably almost 2. So it's fucking pointless to get all pissed. This is one guy, like Trump straight up said about Mexicans that Mexico's not sending us their best. They're rapists and they're murderers and they're thieves, right? Like he said all these horrible things. Yeah, but whatever. Like, I mean, and people always have stuff to say about Trump, but like, but that was said, people freaked out, and then they forgot about it. That's going to happen with this too.
Oh, yeah.
It's just people seem to give a fuck more because they're like, I thought Bryan Adams was a nice guy, and turns out he's not. It's like he's a fucking 60-something-year-old man who's grumpy baby boomer angry about shit that he wants to... Royal Albert Hall is like a big deal for a musician who grew up in fucking Kingston, Ontario, who's now like, after decades of doing all this shit, is like, man, I landed this gig, it's sweet, I want to be there, but I can't because these fucking assholes... You know, I fucking hate these things. He didn't even say hate. He didn't even, like, he was just like, all these fucking, and I'm just going to go back over it because it is important, specifically the things, because the things he doesn't say. So, thanks to some, so he doesn't say all those, or thanks to the, he says thanks to some fucking bat eating, and so the bat eating thing, first and foremost, we can talk about. Because the bat eating is said to be part of the reason why the disease, why the virus has spread. Yeah. Now, we don't know that for a fact. It just seems to be the leading thing that everyone talks about. We actually don't know if that's true. Right. Some people think it was created in a lab, whatever the fuck, like because there's some lab near Wuhan and blah 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 and conspiracy and whatever, and whatever. However, it was created, it doesn't really matter. This is a leading theory. He's not wrong to say bat eating in that respect. It is a leading theory that it transferred from bats. Then wet market animal selling is, first of all, it's just super unhygienic. It doesn't, culturally, that doesn't matter. It's actually just bad for people. It's just a bad thing. It's just don't have it. You know what I mean? Like beef you can kind of leave out for a while because to like present cuts, and you do age cuts of beef in a certain way, but like you can't just have every animal just skinned alive and bloody and sitting there raw on the fucking cutting board and just being like, oh, here you go, have a good day. You know, while it's covered in fucking flies or, like, filled with whatever pathogens that you have. Like, that's just not a healthy thing to do. So, right. So we got bat eating, wet market, animal selling. Wet market, animal selling. Virus making. Okay. So he may be wrong on this one. Like, it's not... unless the other leading theory is also true, where they built it in a fucking lab, which could be possible. There are many labs all over the world that have super bugs in their labs because they are testing and they are looking to see either some in terms of potential weaponry and some in terms of potential devastation to humanity and a way to cure that or to prevent it. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a superbug somewhere in a lab somewhere in China. This is just not shocking to me. So, but even so, maybe he could be in error there. And so, fair enough. But again, baby boomer angry. He's not being rational in this moment. Because he's just being pissed off. He's doing what everyone else does, but because it's Bryan Adams, it fucking matters. And now we're making this video because it fucking matters, apparently. And greedy bastards. I mean, if you're not willing to shut that shit down when it's so unhygienic and whatever else, because that's the way you make your living, like, I realize some people, that's the way they have to make their living in order to feed their families, because it's not like China's government is perfect, like, hey, yeah, you know what, we're going to make sure everyone's cool and everyone can be fed. But guaranteed, there are better ways to deal with it, and there are better ways to deal with it than fucking making a tweet or an Instagram post, for sure. Like sending money to specific groups that are aiming to help that or whatever, however much that actually affects anything there. Yeah, the whole world is now on hold, not to mention the thousands that have suffered or died from this virus. Yeah, so, yeah, and then he says, thanks a fucking lot. I mean, he just sounds baby boomer angry. It might, yeah, sure, it maybe sounds like hateful, but I don't... But it's not like, I don't think he's sitting there being like, I fucking hate Chinese people because I can't do my gigs. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, he's racist because he doesn't like wet markets and he doesn't like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you don't like wet markets, therefore you're racist? Like, I think they should be shut down. Does that mean I'm racist?
Yeah, but you're not like...
Do I think it's
you're not
bullshit
making tweets about fucking this.
Oh, so the difference is if I said it online, I'd be a racist, but because I'm saying it to you now, also it'll be online.
Well, no,
I'm not a racist.
It's a difference between how hateful he sounds. He obviously, you say he's not sitting there being like, I fucking hate this, that I'm not out there.
No, he hates that he's not out there, but I don't think he's sitting there saying, I hate Chinese people because I'm not out there.
Yes, we've all agreed.
But then it's not racist.
It's not racist, correct, but it's hateful.
I don't know that it's not hateful
It's
against
angry.
any people though.
It's
any specific people. I think it's
hateful.
I think it's angry, but I think he hates the situation. I think it's the same hate like like gamer hate. You know, it's like, I fucking hate this thing. I want to get past this.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate that I can't go beyond. I just have to sit here and wait, and I'm bored, and I fucking wanted, you know, like, I could be doing this. I have this one thing I want to do. I fucking hate that I'm sat here not being able to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you gotta, I don't know, because you gotta put it into perspective, because like, with how the world is right now, with how much hate there are right now for Chinese people, like, that just stokes it, dude. There are. Like, they're...
No, I know. I was just correcting your grammar. I was just saying there is instead of are.
But it's just like... I think there's even like an incident that happened on like a bus where some Chinese lady went on and got her... like, literally got beaten down on the bus because some person was very hateful.
Yeah, it's happened more than once. Yeah, for sure. I know. And I know people in Toronto who know people of just Asian descent, never mind Chinese, who have been targeted because of that. Yeah. I mean, yes,
so
I get that,
you
but...
put something that hateful out, it may not target, like, Chinese as, like, a race, but when you're saying all that stuff, that is exactly where the mind will go. Like,
if you're a fucking moron, sure.
Where did the bat come from? Where did the COVID come from? You know, like, all that is just like... I don't
hear the Spanish being harped on for the flu, from the Spanish flu. Like, maybe
100 years ago.
Yeah, and maybe it was like that at the time, but now we don't talk about it like those fucking Spaniards creating that stupid fucking flu that killed hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah, but millions of people?
But we're talking
lots of
now. We're talking now, though.
No, I know. Okay, but like, so but you have to put it into context, as you say. So let's put it into context of any other situation, though, whereby because you're saying, oh, well, when you think about where the wet markets are, where this is, where that is, where the virus originated. Okay, well, now look at the Spanish flu. Where did it originate? I'm going to assume Spain. And if that is the case, does everyone hate on Spain now because killed so many people?
That was 100 years
ago. But 100 years ago, was that the case? And should we care about that now? So you're saying 100 years from now, no one will care that it came from China, and no one's racist who talks about it.
Correct, because everybody will it won't... Okay, like 10 years from now when we're over this, people aren't going to just target Chinese people and beat the shit out of them.
But will they say, oh yeah, you're involved in that Kung Flu bullshit, weren't you?
No, I don't think they'll say that.
I don't think
Not
so.
in 5 or 10 years.
And why do you think they do now?
Because it's affecting us.
Because they're fucking morons. Yeah. That's why. It's not because it's affecting us now. It's because the people who do that are stupid.
Oh, yeah. And
uneducated.
The world is full of stupid people.
Yes, it is. But here's the thing. This is another thing you have to worry about. So in terms of like isolation, I get we have to fight for our lowest common denominators, right? So we have to protect kids and old people. And yet it affects all ages, by the way. But anyway, you have to protect kids and old people, right? Those demographics and the people who are immunosuppressed. It's like vaccinations, which work, by the way. for any anti-vaxxers watching this video, because I can't fucking be bothered with any of you. Speaking of
that's
fucking
a whole
morons,
other podcast.
but that's that has nothing to do with music. This is just because it's all about Bryan Adams. But now that we're on this debate, fuck it, we're just going. So if we're all about clearing out the whole anti-vaxxer thing, getting all that out of the way, I've already lost where I'm going on this now. Where do we start with this?
I don't know, but I do want to put my 2 cents in here.
Yes, but I definitely want to try and catch where'd you leave on this?
Because he was talking about it being... He was talking about how in 10 years people aren't going to target...
Yeah, right, stupid people, okay.
Chinese people
so here's the thing.
because of the coronavirus.
Yeah, so stupid people, okay. So, barring, like, lowest common denominator, right? So we have to save all the people we can save in that way. But, like, when it comes to intelligence, do we really have to lower our intelligence to the lowest common denominator and be like, we can't talk about anything, because we talk about anything, the stupid people are going to say, the Chinese did it, and they're fucking assholes, and we hate them all. Like,
well, no, we have to consider that when we do say the things that we... Especially when you're in a position of celebrity, and like you said, being worshipped, essentially, right? You got to consider how people will take what your hateful words, how they will take it. Because it could definitely negatively affect their next action.
But their job... So here's the thing. I'm sorry, I will let you... I swear to God, I will. Well, that's not a good thing to swear to, because I fucking don't believe in that either. But, God. But in terms of... Bryan Adams as a celebrity... This is the thing that always pisses me off, and this is about celebrity, and celebrity is bullshit first and foremost. So anyone who thinks that celebrity is really important, you're a fucking moron. Even the celebrities. So Trump's job, for example, Trudeau's job, Macron's job, Merkel's job is to instill confidence and stability in their specific countries over which they govern, okay? Bryan Adams' job is to play music, to entertain people. He's a fucking entertainer. Okay, people get so pissed off that, like, at the Oscars. No, let me finish. People get so pissed off that actors at the Oscars, like, go off all about politics and shit, and everyone's like, "Well, tell the actors to shut up. What do they know?" It's like, well, you know what? They can say whatever they want. It's their award ceremony that they pay for, so whatever. You know what I mean? Like, Bryan Adams is an entertainer who's also just a human being. I realize he's a celebrity, so he has celebrity status, but I think what we should be focused on more, if we're going to be talking about the whole celebrity thing, is how it's ridiculous, and we should be focusing on how everyone should understand that that's ridiculous. And we shouldn't just be going to these people who play songs for a living, which we do. We just don't get the paycheck that Bryan Adams does. But all he does is play songs for a fucking living. Let's break it down. That's his business. That's, like, what people know him for. I'm sure he has other business. He's a producer or whatever else. But, like, his business is playing music for people to enjoy.
Yeah,
so he can have his own opinion, and he should be able to say it. And he should be able to say it online like everyone else does. Yep. And his celebrity isn't the same as Trudeau's responsibility as celebrity, where his celebrity is such that he has to, try and mitigate all of the negativity. Bryan Adams doesn't have to.
Okay, so I agree with you that he definitely should be allowed to have the opinion that he has, etc., etc., etc. And I'm not saying fire him. He shouldn't make music anymore.
Well, you can't fire him anyway. Right? He's his own fucking...
anyways, what I am saying is, whether it's a celebrity like Bryan Adams or whether it's just some Joe Schmo on the internet, I fully believe there just shouldn't be hateful comments like that at all.
Okay, well, let's do it, because you brought up celebrities, so you said especially because celebrities, so I just wanted to break down the celebrity thing.
Can I say? So I'm listening to you talking about celebrity, and I get it, because I know how much you hate the whole concept of celebrity, as you've explained, but the thing is that, yeah, it's bullshit, but it doesn't matter, because society still thinks that way anyways, and so... It doesn't matter how bullshit being a celebrity is. It's ultimately, you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people listening to what you say every day. And so it doesn't matter who the hell you are. You know, you could be making your living on YouTube, like, doing card tricks or whatever. And, like, you have hundreds of thousands of followers. It's like, those people are going to listen to what you have to say, and some of those people are going to take that to heart. And so, as bullshit as I think it is that people, take this person's word as gospel always, like, ultimately that's what they do. And so, like, as much as it sucks having to censor yourself because you have all those fucking people listening to you, it's like, you have to sit down and sometimes really have a good chat with yourself and be like, okay, I'm putting this out on the internet. How are people going to take this? How is the lowest common denominator going to take what I have to say? And so, like, you kind of have to be intelligent when you're going about saying stuff on the internet. And as shitty as that is, and as much as I disagree with that, and I think people should be able to say what they have to say, I mean, in regards to say what they have to say within reason, obviously. But, you know, I think you also have to really take into account your followers, because they are there. Yeah. And they will listen to every word you say because they are your biggest fucking fans and they worship you.
Yeah, and it's just to like, because yeah, as I said, like, yeah, celebrities shouldn't say. It's not just celebrities; it's everybody. Nobody should be that hateful towards like other people. Like do I think Bryan Adams is a racist? No. Am I a little bit disappointed in him? Well, yeah. Because it's just like, it would be so much easier to cut out that hate if people in his position and celebrities didn't use that kind of hateful language and tone towards those people, as he said. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not saying that he's saying those, like, Chinese people. I'm just saying, like, he obviously said those people. So there's obviously people, like, either involved with like you said, creating it in the lab, or people who are involved with not being able to contain it. Like, there's something or somebody that he's blaming, right? And it's just like it would have just been, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's so much easier to cut out that hateful talk if celebrities also didn't have that sort of hateful talk or language. That's all.
All right, so to the 50 followers we have, our greatest fans, celebrity is fucking bullshit. Don't listen to everything we say except for this thing that I'm saying right now. And take that to heart, of course, but also think for your fucking selves and don't be a moron thinking that just because he says wet market animals selling greedy bastards who blah 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 means he hates all the Chinese people and you should too. That's fucking stupid. Yeah, so If your premise on the followers thing is real, then there should be, like, at least some of the 50 people who take that to heart, and that will matter, and then we'll have actually made a difference, because this whole idea of celebrity is bullshit. And the only reason why Bryan Adams was in shit in the first place is because we have this garbage social media thing. So I agree, at least to some extent, on that, because the social media thing is just a fucking... All it is a mirror. It's everything we say around a campfire, everything we say at a bar, or everything we say... You know, just sitting at home shooting the shit with drinks and friends and family. It's everything that we already say and what we think. It's just everyone's throwing it out there for millions of other people to read. And that's what makes the fucking difference. It's the reach of that, I guess. Yeah. But
it's a megaphone. It's a megaphone for the world.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
But we weren't hateful around the fire, were we?
No, but I mean, like, in terms of... But you could very easily think of a moment, I'm sure, or a thing you'd think about that if you were upset about it, you would say something to us or to other friends or family. Be like, I don't fucking understand it. It's so fucking stupid. Like, this makes no sense to me. Like, you know, I fucking hate that this thing happened. Or, like, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about anything specifically this past week. We sat around a fire talking about it.
I know. I understand what you're saying. Yes, but... I wouldn't just, like, throw a blame on somebody. You'd just be like, I don't understand how this works, or this fucking, like when you said gamer rage, you know? It's like, I don't understand how this, okay, thank you, I'm supposed to go down, not up, you know? Yeah. It's not, I'm, like, calling people fucking bastard, or whatever the hell, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand this fucking mechanic, or I'm calling a video game sprite, you know what I mean?
See, this is the thing, so maybe I just have a better understanding of where Bryan Adams is coming from, just how I am as a person, because when, you know, specifically if we're going to talk video games, certain boss battles, for example, I'm just like, this fucking asshole fucking cunt.
Yeah, it's just a boss. It's just a boss.
But sure, but but I'm laying blame on a specific entity at that point in time. If I'm not hired for a...
But that's fine to get angry at something like that, because that's just but if you translate that into getting angry at a person like that, do you think that's okay?
Are you telling me you can't get angry at people now?
It's not right to be that hateful with people, correct?
Sorry, am I the only person in this room who's a human fucking being and gets angry at people?
You get angry at people.
I feel like this is a separate debate, though. I feel like we're going into something else now.
But it's not necessary to be so hateful. That's what I'm saying.
Have you ever had an initial expression of anger where you were just like, I fucking hate this fucking asshole, this, does this thing, and he's so fucking blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
of course.
Yeah, the only difference is you said it, he posted it while he was feeling it. That's the only difference.
Which, I don't think that was a good idea. He could
But-
have just
but-
vented to, like, his wife.
But
or
then do you
something.
think, having said that to someone, that you were wrong to say that?
To somebody, to vent to somebody about it?
Yeah.
Or to... No.
Because that's
If
what
you
that
could-
is. That's his venting.
to millions that will
He's
literally
venting to
take
millions
it.
of people, yeah.
That'll literally take it and then start acting on that too.
Well,
Exactly.
well, now you're assuming the stupidity of people. So, because now you're saying that millions will take it that way.
Well, yes, you can't tell me that they won't.
Well, he didn't incite violence. If anything,
hateful.
all he said, the
hateful.
only thing he specifically said was, thanks a fucking lot, and go vegan. The only thing he told those people to do, those people, whoever, you know what I mean? The specific people who created this virus and allowed it to happen and flourish, the only thing that he directly said to those people was go vegan, which, by the way, I have to add, regarding this specific tweet, fucking PETA
Jesus
tweeted
Christ.
in agreement with Bryan. So everyone's calling at this point. This is everything's lost. Everyone's lost their minds at this point, right? Bryan Adams is a fucking racist because he said this stuff, and so everyone's losing their minds. And PETA pipes up and says, "Hey, so should you forget about the racism thing? He said everyone should go vegan, and he's right." That's how fucking scumbag PETA is.
Oh.
Where they're like,
That just, like, that, yeah, that makes me feel sick.
They take the side of someone that they already know everyone is calling a racist, and
Yeah.
they're just like, sure, he's racist, but
Oh,
you should probably go vegan. Take it from the racist. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like,
that, yeah.
I just have to add this. So, like, if you want to
That-
talk about stupid people doing things, like,
Well, I think we all knew that, though,
Yeah.
right, dude? I don't think there's any sort of debate there. My friend.
No.
That's just like,
But yeah.
yeah.
oof.
Oof.
So, I don't know if anyone has closing remarks on this one.
I'm gonna say, in my opinion, bottom line, do I think Bryan Adams is a racist? No. Do I think he is a grumpy old man on the internet? Yes.
Were you disappointed?
Was I disappointed in him? I mean, he could have worded that better. Sure, I read that and I'm go, dude, really? But also, I understand that you're angry, but it's like, okay, like, take a second and maybe, like, word that a little bit different. You know?
Okay,
I think there is a way that you could get across the point that you're trying to make without saying the things you said, because people are going to take that and run fucking hog wild with it.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, I don't think he's a racist. I just think he's pissed off. I think he needs to eat a Snickers. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
Closing statement?
Are you you obviously don't think he's a racist. Are you disappointed?
So, I am disappointed. I'm disappointed in anyone who takes that message and does anything stupid and negative, like go beat up Chinese people or Asian people.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
disappointed in anyone who is dumb enough to read that and think, therefore, they have to act out or lash out. Other than just reading it and saying, okay, yay or nay to whatever he said and moving on with your day. If that incites you to do anything, please go get help. Please. I'm disappointed in you, and you should sort your life out. Bryan Adams is being an angry baby boomer in his fucking 60s who's just, like, pissed off. And he's like, think of how many people you know in their 60s who use social media, okay? So just try and think about that, all right? I'm thinking about, like, my dad attempting to make a post on a phone and being like, this fucking stupid political bullshit, Trudeau's blah, 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 and Trump's a fucking asshole, and whatever's happening here, right? Like, that's all I'm thinking about. Like, this is an older guy who's like, and sure, I'm sure he's savvy enough with the tech to do it, but he's just like, this fucking thing, is this in the voice box? Does this thing happen when it posts on the thing? When it posts on the thing, can my friends see it? It's like, yeah, Brian, everyone can see it. All of your fans too, and people who hate you also, and now think you're a racist. Like, that's, you know what I mean? He's just baby boomer angry at shit, and now we're just, like, millennially shitting on all of this and being like, our feelings, like, as if anyone gives a fuck about what we're saying about it, let alone why anyone should give a fuck what he's saying about it. So, yeah, I'm disappointed in everyone, including ourselves for doing this video.
Yeah.
So,
And with that, we would turn the question to you guys.
is Bryan Adams a racist?
Is Bryan Adams a racist? Start a shitstorm in the comments, everybody. Start a shitstorm in the comments, please.
And as always,
We will see you guys later.
Peace up. A-Town.
fuck is not racist. Fuck.
Swept Media. Get swept up in today's independent music.
Yeah, but it's gonna. I don't know. Like I might do something like the man that's the damn bam fam lamb.
The man who doesn't listen to Duran Duran, it's Zach Mazan.
you know.
I'm disappointed in all of you.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
God, what a debate that was.
Oh, master debate.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.